Hi everyone, this is Mark Shanker, self-taught visual artist. I want to first thank everyone that has taken the time to go to my YouTube channel and my website to look at my work. Thank you all very much for your support. And today's video is going to be 50 years of drawing trees. I know a lot of people out there watching this video can't believe that I've been doing this for 50 years, so join the club. Neither can I. But I began, when I first started making art, drawing trees. And the reason was that it was in the winter. I could sit in the NYU student lounge and look out the window across at the Washington Square Park, which had some very interesting and old trees. The trees obviously didn't have any leaves, so I was able to concentrate on structure. And structure meant line, how the trees wove into the sky and created their own space. That was very interesting to me. One of my big problems, which has always been a big problem, was how to fit a huge tree into a small space, into a small drawing. So in the 70s, I began drawing trees, and eventually I moved to England and France and took my drawing book. And this is, for instance, a tree in England that I drew. I was here again trying to capture the rhythm of the lines and the forms. I was in this period very much influenced by the tree drawings at the end of Chaim Soutin's life, where the trees are almost alive with movement and the wind going through them. And so I was trying to draw trees that were alive and moving. Some years later, I did another series of drawings of trees. Again, this obviously has become much more abstract, but the idea of the movement of the wind and how the tree leaves and limbs move influenced me in this picture. Still working on trees years later, I went to Fort Tryon Park. There was a huge ginkgo tree there, and I started to work on the idea of how to get the monstrous size of the tree onto a simple piece of paper. And so, again, this is much more abstract, but I used the base and a horizon line in this case to give some sort of scale. Instead of doing individual leaves, I did basic forms, and the reaching up almost like a hand into the sky, I guess, gave for me the sense of the huge proportion of the tree. And still later, only a few years later, again using crayon, all those pictures were in crayon, I did something which dealt more with the fracturing of light. I guess you can call this a more impressionist picture. Again, carving these lines of the tree and the trunks with a palette knife into a sort of cacophony of colors that the crayons created. Another way of looking at trees and trying to capture the randomness of the patterns of their trunks. I also began, and this is in 2018, to work in crayon. I felt again that I needed to capture the massiveness of the tree and the feeling of the form as it got dark. And again, just to capture the size, the scale. In a sort of a looking backwards to a more conventional, in 2020, I did a series of drawings of trees. And these are much more, I would call, realistic, but it captures the interaction of the different branches and the trunk and the texture of the actual tree trunk, and hopefully gives another way of looking at trees. So in a brief time, that has been sort of from 1970 to 2020, a capsule view of my relationship with trees, with their line, with volume, with scale, with color, all the basic components of art. I would like to, at this time, thank all the trees of the world, and I look forward to doing another 50 years of trees. And this is Mark Shanker. If you wish to see more trees or any other work that I do, you can go to Mark Shanker, MarkShanker.com, and see the work on YouTube or on my website. Thank you.